morning, everybody. I'm here today to show you how to make these pin holders. I came up with these as a customer gift that I wanted to send out with all my occasions catalog information. And so I bought these pins on Amazon, and I will share the link when I post this up to YouTube. Hopefully they're still in stock because several people have purchased them. They come in a box of 12 pins, and you get several colors here. So I'll just show you kind of what they look like. Some of them are very close to each other, like you can see the two pink ones here are close. And we're going to be making this purple one today. They're so pretty, and they do come right out, so if you want to reuse it later, you can. Okay. So hopefully we have some people joining me here. I'm not seeing anybody just yet. There we go. So today we're going to be making this purple one, which is Highland Heather. And you will need any of our DSP will work. I chose the DSP from the Occasions catalog, and I really love the Gingham Gala set. And today we're going to be using the Highland Heather piece. And you can get 3 pin holders from one sheet of 6x6. And you could use any stamp sets you prefer, but I chose to use the little rose from Climbing Roses. This is one of our new sets. I liked this one right here just to put a little decorative touch to the label. So we're going to use that. And the Dear Doily set, which I love this set. It has the Just For You in it. So we're going to be using that set, that stamp right there. And of course, the Butterfly Gala. I can't get enough of this stamp set. I love it. Thank you, Natasha. Hi, Bonnie. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to need to have your base, which is, I chose for this one, you can use any color, of course. I chose Highland Heather, and you're going to cut your Highland Heather at 9.5 by 2. And I have the score numbers on here as well, so that you could pause the video later and not have to listen to me ramble on. So here's the information. I'll just leave it here for a second. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Okay. And I've already pre-cut this at 9.5 by 2, and we're going to go ahead and just score that. And I'm using the scoreboard, Stampin' Up! Scoreboard, where I can put my pegs, and because I'm making a lot of these, so I don't have to think about where to score. And we will be using the scallop tag topper punch, but do not punch it first, because I found when I did that, for some reason, it ended up offset a little bit. Okay. And then you're going to fold it in on itself. So this is my top side that I want to put my DSP on. Just fold it in at your score lines. Burnish it with your bone folder. And then this one, so you've come in on this side. This is going to be your top. It's the larger side. And just so you know, if you need to adjust it to fit a different style of pin, you will want to take some length off here to make it bigger. Don't adjust it at the end at all. And then this flap goes backwards. So you're going to kind of be like that. And the same on this side. So it's going to look like this. And then we're going to use our scallop tag topper punch. And I chose this one because the bottom of the pin fits in perfectly. We do have to adjust the top part whenever we go to put the pin in. So then you're just going to slide it in. And then make sure it's lined up on the back. And punch. I've used this tag topper punch for so many different things. I'm so glad we have it. Okay. If I wasn't on video, all those scraps would have stayed on my desk and I would have just worked around them. Okay, so you have a little holder already. This is just I made the mistake of doing this the first time. Don't glue it down and go, oh, and then punch your hole later. We need to adjust this hole first. And when I originally made them, I used a retired punch, which I actually felt like this one worked best. It was a 3/8 inch circle, but because it's retired, I didn't use it on this video. Instead, I used the Bitty Blooms, this one from the Bitty Blooms set, which is in the Occasions catalog. And you're just going to take and adjust this top hole here. And I just kind of went around, I don't know if you can see that. I just kind of went around it. You can really use any punch you want for that. But I needed to make that hole bigger so that it would fit the top of the pin. Let me get the pin out. If you missed the beginning of the video, these are the pins that I got on Amazon, and they come in 12. I think it's like $12.99 in the United States. So then I just want to get the purple pin out of here. It's on this side. There we go. And I'll post this link for those pins on YouTube when I upload the video. So here's the pin, and you can see they're so crystally, and they write really, really well. So you just want to make sure that your pen or pencil, whichever you're using, fits in there. And you can see that's kind of snug, which is how it's supposed to be, so that when you have it all glued down, it's not going to fall out. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and I used Tombow. I found that when I tried to use my tape runner or snail adhesive, it did not hold. It came apart. I came into my craft room the next day and they were all sticking up. So you don't want to use that. You need to use glue. And just put a little bit on here. And if you could share my video for me, I would really appreciate it. I don't do videos very often, but when I do, it's nice to have them shared. Okay, and you just want to hold it for a little bit. And then glue your bottom part. Okay, so if you missed the beginning of the video, here is your score lines for your holder. And it's important that if you adjust it, to take it off of this section right here. If you need it to be longer, move it in so that you don't have such a large section at the top. So you would probably move this score line up and then adjust this so that it is even. Okay, and then for your DSP, we're going to cut the DSP at these dimensions. So we have 7/8 by 1 7/8, 1 7/8 by 4 3/4, and 1/4 by 1 7/8. So you can make 3 from one 6x6 sheet of paper. And I'll just hold that there for a second in case so anybody wants to write it down or needs it later, because I've already pre-cut this, so you don't have to watch me do it. Okay, so then you have your little pieces. This one's a little tricky, so if you have your trimmer, just use a little Post-it note to hold the edge of your paper so that you can get in there and cut it properly. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my DSP. Let's put some glue on there. And you just kind of center it between the two ends. The good thing about using Tombow is you can kind of adjust it if you get it off a little bit. And I got it all over my fingers. My original design of this was using a retired punch on the top, so I went back and I changed it because I actually didn't even realize it. I wasn't even thinking about it when I did it. So I adjusted the top piece, which is this label right here, to use something that is current. That was a shame on me. So then you want to put your little tiny piece at the bottom. Okay, so then there you have it, and your pin will fit in perfectly. And then you can just decorate it up. And so what I did is I used the butterfly gala set, and we'll go ahead and make our topper too. So for the topper, you're just going to use your Memento ink. And I used the Just For You stamp. Let me get a piece of white paper here. I love these new cling stamps. They're really amazing. I didn't really have a problem with them before of sticking to my block, but I really like these. But I have to be careful when I take them off, because if you're not careful, you can rip your stamp now. So you just use a tool or your fingernail to get under there and just gently pull it back. And I've left this on the block for several days now, so I'm sure I'm going to have to do something. Okay. And then I used the 1 3/8 scallop punch. Let me see it. Of course, it's upside down. There you go. Go ahead and punch that out. And then you're going to want a backing for that. So I used, had a scrap here, and I used the Darling label punch. It's on page 209 of the catalog. It comes in a box with a stamp set. And then we're just going to do this with dimensionals. Oh, whoops. I forgot we need to stamp that first. So on the back of your purple piece, you want to put the dimensionals at the bottom, because when you put them on here, they just need to stay where they don't show on the back. So let's go ahead and put our flowers on. Sorry for all the sniffling. I'm recovering from a sinus infection, so I still have a little bit of sniffles. Okay, and I don't stamp off or anything. I just come in here and just put a little bit on the edge, just to give it a little bit of pretty. And you could even do like butterflies or something else if you don't want the rose. Anything will work. Okay, so we've got that. I always stamp off before I go taking it to my chamois, because otherwise you get this where you have a full impression on there. Okay, so that's done, and we need to go ahead and put that on here. So I did 3 dimensionals on mine. Okay, and just line it up. And so it gives you a little bit of a background behind it. It was an alternative to what I originally used so that I could use current product. Okay, and while we have the Highland Heather out, let's go ahead and stamp our butterflies. And with the butterflies in the set, they come where you can punch the large one and the smaller one at the same time. I'm just going to do the smaller one. Get the foam mat out here. And I've been using the grid paper from the Stamparatus, which I love. So if you're going to make a bunch of these, you could probably just use the Stamparatus itself, which I love that thing. And I did 2 butterflies on the body of the pen holder and then 1 at the top. So you want to stamp 3. And I just used my scrap paper that I had laying around. I saved these for banners and stuff, but they weren't great for these butterflies. Okay. Now I'll close my ink so I don't put my arm into it. And then we're going to be using basic gray. I use basic gray for the body of the butterfly. Go ahead and get that ready. And then here's the punch that comes with the Butterfly Gala stamp set with the bundle. I had a very large cup of coffee right before doing this video, so my hands are a little bit shaky. I wanted to get it done before the mailman came and the UPS comes, so my dog doesn't bark on the video, which it could still happen. Right now he's just sleeping under my desk. Okay. So then we want to go ahead and put the little body on the butterfly, and it's just this little tiny line of a stamp. And I chose basic gray because I felt like the black was a little bit too dark. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You just get in there and put that on there. Okay. And we're going to I put a little bit of bling on mine, so I did the rhinestones, and I'm going to use the smaller rhinestone. But then I'm going to also use the small dimensionals here. Go ahead and put those on. It's a new sheet. And then I just kind of curled the butterfly wings just a little bit with my bone folder. And then put my thumb in the middle and bend the wings up. And these will mail in a flat bubble mailer. They won't, it won't hurt them at all. They can, because the ends fold in on themselves, so it'll adjust in the mail. I already did an experiment and mailed it to somebody to make sure. Okay, so then we're just going to put this on here, the topper on. And it's better to take your pen out and just kind of line it up where you want it. Just make sure that your dimensionals aren't hanging over the back. And then add your butterfly. And then I put my pen back in so that I could place the butterflies where I wanted them. I really appreciate everybody joining me. I never expected these to be so popular. It was a really nice treat to see how much everybody loved them. And then just kind of put them right there. And then add your, if you want to use pearls or enamel dots. I chose rhinestones. Okay, and then there you have it. Your little pin holder is all done, and you can make them in all different colors. There were a few colors in the set of pins that I didn't use. There was red and a goldish color, and then black, and I didn't use those because they didn't match our paper very well. So I really appreciate everybody joining me today, and I hope you enjoy making these, and I hope you'll send me pictures if you do make them. Thank you, and have a great day.